ESL One Manila 2016 starts now as we bring the players onto the stage with Ari over on the main stage.
All right, thank you so much, guys. Are you ready for our next semi-final match, ladies and gentlemen? To make it. Let's give Team Empire. Making their way to the stage, Team Empire! And now, our next team to set the stage. For the first time, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause to Team Liquid! On stage for the first time for ESL One Manila, give a round of applause to Team Liquid! The excitement is through the roof, the hype is real, we're gonna get this started. Team Empire, Team Liquid, second semi-final match. Let's do this. Here we go. Make some noise, Manila. Back to the experts.
All right, the stage is set. The two teams on point, and let's talk about Team Liquid again. The first time we're seeing them here in the arena, and I mean they're coming in off of the 4-0 win on day one in the group stages. The first one against Mineski, maybe somewhat more expected, but then Wings, they 2-0, people are looking at it retroactively on the first, and they're like, okay, makes sense, Team Liquid, a very strong team. But then we just saw Wings performing quite well, making it back into the finals. So what does that say about Team Liquid's run so far? I mean, do you think that bolsters it even more?
I mean, let's not forget, these guys were in the final of the major, right? I mean, this is an amazing team. But Empire just beat the previous winner, who were thought to make roster upgrades. And Empire doesn't seem to be rattled or intimidated by anyone. I think Secret bolsters some of the biggest names in the game, and Empire just played their game. They outskilled them, they outclassed them, and I think they might very well be able to do the same thing with Liquid.
Empire just come out looking casual, like there's no pressure on them. You've got Ramsey just smiling, chuckling away to his teammates, and that to me is like a really great sign, because you just got to come into this with like, look, we've already come further than everyone expected, so anything more is just icing on the cake.
I think it's a pretty big playstyle clash. I think that Liquid's mid-game, early mid is phenomenal. That's actually how they beat Wings. They came back with Earth Spirit, and their team fighting was just superb. And then Empire, I think, has actually better late-game decision-making. But will they be able to survive through that mid-game stretch is where my biggest question is.
You know what it is? Ramses is so young that he hasn't lived long enough to respect Kuro's legacy. That's how young he is.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that yesterday. We were talking about backstage too, just constantly kind of in awe of that talent, just pure talent really more than anything coming out. But right now we've had a chance to hear from all the teams ourselves that have made it to the playoff stage. But right now it's time to hear from Liquid, and it's going to be Kuroki speaking about Team Liquid at ESL One Manila 2016.
I think we're still able to compete at the top level with the current team. I want to see how far stability brings us, since my teammates, they're pretty new to the scene overall, and I want to see how things will develop from there. My teammates have gained a lot of experience throughout the Shanghai majors. It was their first time playing in a big tournament on stage ever. I hope they will make the best out of it in future tournaments. My expectations is to go top 3, but I'm confident that we can win this tournament.
All right, Kuro saying they're aiming for top 3, but confident they can win it, and very well on track to do so now in the semifinals against Empire. Guys, we were talking about this lineup just now. I mean, against Empire, kind of comparing those two. Empire, perhaps less pressure, but Team Liquid, I mean, do you think this team is going to be bothered by the pressure that's now on them? I mean, they're kind of being looked at as the clear favorite at this point.
I think their way of dealing with any potential pressure is very much just to approach every match in a very analytical way. I mean, talk about Kuro and the experience he brings to the table. He even says himself, he's got 4 players who are relatively new. Fata, perhaps the most experienced of his teammates, but he's going to analyze his teams. He's going to put in the extra research and have a game plan always. So they're never going to find themselves in a position where like they lose game 1. Oh crap, what's our next move? What's our plan? They're always going to have something up their sleeve.
And you cannot underplay the role of the coach as well. In the major, 3 of the coaches, 3 who is widely regarded as the best coaches in the West, namely Bulba, 1437 of Secret, and then Blitz, our colleague. 2 of them coached Liquid, whereas 1437 coached Secret, and those were the grand finalists of the major. So definitely, like Gods is saying, being analytical, super important.
And we're taking some look at the plays, of course, from Empire yesterday. I mean, plenty to take a look at here just from the one match against Secret. Merlini, we've talked about, I mean, the plays individually so far, but what's your biggest takeaway having seen those matches yesterday?
I think that Ramsey is actually one of the youngest stars, up-and-coming stars. You know, he's kind of outshone by RTZ and the likes, but his carry play is actually just phenomenal. His item choices and the way he moves around. Sometimes like it's easy on Spectre just because that hero generally tends to always look good, but he makes it look way better than most.
And he's done other heroes. We've seen it on the Gyrocopter. We've seen him flex his muscle elsewhere as well. So
yeah, he actually plays a lot of Chaos Knight too. That's a hero that's not very common, but they've run it pretty successfully.
Okay. Now, is it to the point where do you think it's on the radar for Team Liquid as they're going through their draft? Not necessarily maybe banning it out, but keeping an eye on how are Empire going to shift their power towards Ramses, or is it more so elsewhere on the roster for Empire?
Perhaps, but I think they can capitalize on the inexperience of Empire. They have yet to, take home a big win at a big event. And I mean, Kuro said himself, like his team is still in the stages of infancy, and they were around for a long time prior to taking home second place at the Shanghai Major. They didn't even qualify for the last major.
Right on. Melk, what about you before we jump into the draft? They're almost ready. Any final thoughts? Any maybe expectations or things you'd like to see from either team?
Well, Earthspirit is probably going to be banned out by whoever has second pick every time. Both these teams obviously love that hero. I think the middle lane is going to be very decisive. Fata is widely regarded as one of the very best mid laners of the present meta, whereas Scandal is still, new to having success in this patch. He's an old player, just as old as Fata is, but Fata has just been on the up and up for so long, and now he's established himself on the same level as people like Universe and TC and Poppy. He's regarded at the same level as these guys, and of course the EG guys. And I'm interested to see how well Scandal fares against him.
It's also an interesting matchup because they play very different heroes and styles. You've got Scandal, who's more of the tempo control. He plays those S4 style mids, the Puck, the Batrider, his main 2 go-tos. Then you've got Vata, who's going to play the more farm carry-oriented mids, the Invoker being one of his key picks. He's played Viper, you go further back, the Razor type mid hero. So it's a very different play style coming out from the 2 mid laning this.
All right, what about the spotlight on King R? Something to really take into account, or more so in-game when they're trying to execute, keeping an eye on his play? Do you think it's about the draft, or do you think Team Liquid has to just say, hey, we just got to make sure we always know where he's at, what he's planning?
I think this is the most strategic team Empire is ever going to face up against. I think Liquid is far and away the ones that put the most emphasis in objective control and movement around the map, especially in the early process of the game. So whether or not Empire can match that remains to be seen, but they did a great job against Secret doing so. So I think they have those timings down. They know when to expect ganks, how to rotate around the map to anticipate tower pushes and so forth.
All right, well, we are starting the draft for game number 1 in this semifinal. See who gets the edge as they march towards the finals. And of course, their Spirit, as predicted, will be banned out, and Team Liquid now ready to make their first choice.
How much emphasis do you think we'll see on teamfight? We saw, like, Enigma tied yesterday and Empire able to overcome that. Liquid typically going for a lot of 5-on-5 heroes. Do you think it'll be that sort of play?
Yeah, I think in a big sense, the games are going to be very similar to the games we saw yesterday. However, I think Liquid's drafting is going to be a lot more solid. It seemed as if, I don't know if it was overconfidence or wanting to purposely throw a curveball and take Empire out of their comfort zone. But the picks of Poppy yesterday weren't as convincing as we usually see them. Obviously, that's easy to say because they lost. But I still think like the second pick, Winter Wyvern, and then the 5th pick, Lifestealer. I know I defended it yesterday just because it was something I suggested a long time ago against Enchantress myself. But when you looked at the game, the hero just can't compete with a hero like Slark.
All right, well, the Beastmaster once again now rising to that priority with the bans we've had so far. And then Doom still remaining as a top pick, this time on the side of Empire as they sit on Dire.
Yesterday we saw different priorities from the teams. We didn't see Beastmaster being the very best hero.
Not so much, no.
But it throughout the games today, especially in the Fnatic Wing series, well, those were the games today.
Yes, but there were more than one of them, so you are not mistaken.
Beastmaster and Enchantress were the 2 top contested picks. Enchantress banned out this time around. So
Empire had a couple. They had a couple really successful games on the Beastmaster earlier in the tournament. I think that's something that perhaps Liquid pick up on. They want to take it away from Team Empire here with their opening snag.
Okay, and the puck coming out, I mean, yesterday we talked about, and Secret kind of responding with the bans coming out against Empire on that. This time, quite a high priority for Empire for that puck. Gods, what are your thoughts on that one?
I think it's securing Scandal's hero. Take game 1, take the approach into game 1 that we want to get like our bread and butter core strategies, which is going to be, the Doom has just been a staple Empire grab. It's great as a first pick because it can run in the off lane or in that full position role for Miposhka. The puck is Scandal's best hero, hands down. He doesn't play anything on the level that he does the puck.
All right, not taking any chances then.
Immediate Spectre ban. Makes a lot of sense, obviously. It's curious to see that yesterday they prioritized the Spectre over the puck, and today they didn't go for the puck. No, they must know.
I think that was a game 3 thing though. Like you get to game 3 and they like kind of evaluated game 1 and game 2, and like that meta game developed with inside the best of 3.
Yeah, there was definitely quite a bit of back and forth as Empire battled Secret, but this time, though, at the puck and not the Spectre. See how they fare when they have that side of that duo.
It's pretty rare to see like a non-DP or Invoker picked in the first phase for your mid lane. Typically, teams save it for the 3rd and 4th pick, which is, I mean, Puck sometimes easily dealt with like Lion, Disruptor, these sort of heroes that can lock him down in place. So it's pretty interesting to see.
I wonder what the 4th ban is going to be from Empire. Probably another mid laner. What else is? Liquid could potentially put the Beastmaster in the middle lane as well. I think Fader plays one of the best Beastmaster used to, at least.
Yeah, they haven't done it in a really long time.
Yeah, exactly.
So what carry is Ramsey's gonna play? I think
played a great Gyrocopter yesterday.
I think Gyrocopter after the Spectre is probably his next best, or at least Empire is like most comfortable farmer for him.
Question is if Gyro is really that good against Beastmaster and Lone Druid, though.
Yeah, I don't.
Not
doesn't
great.
seem particularly great.
Doesn't do much against the Spirit Pair. Doesn't have much. The Rocket Barrage damage gets negated. Physical damage it doesn't come online until much later.
Vengeful. We saw a good bit of Drow strats yesterday and the day before.
Not always to success, but definitely still on the minds of most of these teams we've seen.
Clinks as well.
Yeah, Clinks has been dancing back and forth. Oh, the Rubik coming out this time from Team Liquid. Taking that one for themselves.
They have a lot of solutions for the Doom, though. Beastmaster's really good at kiting the Doom. Lone Druid doesn't really care about getting Doomed, and Rubik, it's a pretty easy spell for him to steal. So we've seen a lot of strategies where the Doom just kind of runs rampant, but this one he seems very good at managing his ultimate.
So then we talked about Gyrocopter before. I mean, what do you think is going to be the next choice? And we talked about why it's probably not so ideal in this matchup so far.
I like Slark more. I think it's just much more disruptive, and like Rubik, if he gets caught out, can't really do anything about it. Very good versus Beastmaster, I think, and it provides a lot of vision, which I think is necessary versus Beastmaster. We used to see like a eternal struggle between Beastmaster and a Night Stalker in terms of vision, but now teams favor Slark a lot more for that nighttime superiority.
I think it's wonderful to see how teams prioritize supports differently. Normally, Lion would in most cases already be picked up. It isn't banned, and neither team picked it up as their typical 4th or 5th hero, so that's exciting.
Or even CK. Right. I think CK might be pretty good too, because
no one else is excited.
Yeah, I could tell that the excitement was definitely not shared.
It's just a lie.
It's just a lie.
Whatever. CK with the lack of AoE, and there's like you've got Fade Bolt. That's really it. The Wild Axe is not something you normally even level up on the Beastmaster, but.
Oh, okay. Well, you did bring up the Night Stalker in terms of that struggle, and so this time Empire choosing the Night Stalker to bring it back, battle against that vision.
So something I think Empire needs to be a little wary about is the fact that they might run out of AoE and 5-on-5 potential, in the fact that if Liquid sneaks in a Chen pick, they might find themselves unable to defend against this heavy push because Lone Druid, Beastmaster, and Chen is so hard to deal with. This death ball.
Well, with a Lycan pickup, something along those lines becomes a lot more feasible.
Yeah. Okay.
There's death ball. The lanes get a bit interesting now.
But Witch Doctor serves sort of the same purpose as Chen in a much different way, but they can keep on sieging towers and sieging high ground with it because of the heal.
Mm-hmm. So some options left for Team Liquid, but pretty clear what they might be going for. Empire now having to make a choice.
And also with the Enigma with the Rubik pickup, but we haven't seen. Rubik would typically be played by Kuroki, and I don't think we see Jerax play an Enigma.
I think Phoenix would probably be a lot better for them.
Phoenix, actually a hero we haven't seen much. I would expect this tournament to show a lot more Phoenix and Tusk.
And often the Phoenix is used as a counter to the bear, but for the same reason it works well with the bear, because you can use the Sunray to heal it up, so.
Tusk is the last ban, a hero that Jerax has had so much success on.
Gyro rises a little bit more in stock too, if you expect them to push a lot with the Beastmaster and the Lycan. So it's still not terribly great, but wow.
Okay, well, PA coming out for Empire.
Come on, guys, why didn't you predict that?
Yeah. What do I have you guys next to me for?
You know, theoretically, it's great against Lone Druid and Lycanthrope just because of the built-in invasion, but
they really don't have any magical damage. And
no, exactly.
First, a hero with a lot of summons too, like Lycan, you can't get, like, I guess Atos can maybe deal with her evasion, but you can't get MKB on your Necros, your Wolves, so it used to be commonly seen.
But you don't need to kill the PA to push is the thing. PA has no weight, doesn't bring any weight play to the table, so if Liquid get that mid-game death ball push.
They need like the Puck Veil ASAP, I think, to kind of deal with that.
All right, so then Liquid now just waiting.
I think he's just like all in on the push. He's just like, let's go for it.
I would almost fault Kuro for not going all in on the push at this point, because you're never going to get a more open shot case of being able to push them down without them being able to defend than this. Enigma is not so good because of Vengeful and Doom. Even Puck and Night Stalker as well.
I think Phoenix is...
Phoenix or Chen.
Winter Wyvern?
Wyvern, okay. You guys don't seem too pleased with that one.
I mean, it's nice sustain for the bear. We like Sunray for sustain for the percentage heal for the bear, but I think Winter Wyvern is actually pretty darn good.
There's 3 melee heroes, which makes the ulti even better. So.
Okay, so the option's still there. I mean, so far, I mean, yesterday we didn't see such great success from Wyvern, and we've always pieced the theory together on the panel. Gods, what about you? Final thoughts in this draft as we kick off game number 1?
I think Liquid's push, like regardless of what that 5th pick was going to be, is going to be incredibly hard to stop.
Because you have no faith in the PA, man. Minimal faith. Empire, they're like, they're on it.
Yeah,
you're on Empire side.
I'm on the PA train.
Okay, all right, we're leading on the PA train. Gods, not so much. Milk, what about you?
Well, I was very surprised that Wings won game 2, not because of how they played, but rather because of the strategy. So I'm almost inclined to say, yeah, Empire does stand a decent chance with the PA, but then again, I have to revert back to my initial idea of push being way too strong to deal.
I'm done asking you questions. You always start as if you're going to give me a solid answer. You're like,
Team
well,
Liquid.
they're on the other hand. They're
Team Liquid got
all
this.
right, Team Liquid. All right, well, Team Liquid a little bit more favorable. Let's find out. Empire put up a great battle yesterday for all of us Dota fans. Game number 1 of semifinal number 2 here at ESL One Manila 2016 starts now.
Indeed, Chobra. Thank you very much. And here we have it, the second semi-final of the day, Liquid versus Empire. Empire yesterday with their performance against Secret, winning over a lot of fans here in the crowd. And now coming into this one with a 5th pick PA. If these guys can pull this off, I think they're going to have quite a heavy crowd backing, Purge.
I think most of the time PA is bad, and I feel like you would agree with me, Winter, but it's pretty good against a lot of Liquid's heroes. Like they said, lots of summons, lots of things that have to right-click. If he gets a lot of evasion early, they're going to have trouble dealing with him.
It's just like the lack of wave clear. It's only Puck that's like worrying me the most with the PA pick. So if the death ball comes from Liquid, they don't suffer too much from the laning phase. It's going to be very hard for the PA. That's what I worry the most.
And the reaction, of course, the PA, that final pick, Winter Wyvern. I mean, Pudge, are you a fan of the Wyvern? We've seen it come up a few times here at ESL Manila. Never really had an amazing game. It's had quite a few losses. Can you see why Liquid went for it this time around?
Yeah, I think this is one of the few times that you can justify the pick. And that's because the Winter Wyvern ulti is all about making them hit each other. And all of PA is based around killing somebody with physical damage. So it's one of the best counters. If he just casts it on somebody next to the PA when the PA's moderately farmed, she's going to kill him in a lot of cases. And they have a lot of auras as well that are going to buff up the PA's damage. So there's no Beastmaster, but there is Avenge, and there's also a Doom who often carry a lot of auras. So I see some good value here.
All right, indeed, as we get ourselves into the game. In terms of the laning stages, we're going to be seeing the Venge at the moment. King up, the man, of course, that yesterday we just saw some absolutely fabulous stuff on his Rubik games and also the Disruptor performance. Now he's going back to the Venge. I mean, this is something that we kind of know King R for a lot of the times before. He loves to play these heroes where he can save his teammates. And when you've got a kind of a core PA, it's quite crucial having someone like the Venge. So you can kind of say, you know, if the PA oversteps it, because the PA, at some point, he's going to go YOLO. And you need to have someone there that's going to be able to take him out if he goes a little bit too YOLO.
Yeah, the only thing he should really be super worried about is Roar from Beastmaster with nukes or something else that maybe Rubik steals. So yeah, at some point that could be very useful, but what I see Empire's draft doing more so is a lot of diving and a lot of aggression. With Puck, as well as Venge and Night Stalker and PA, they're going to be very mobile on the aggression, and if they can get those kills and get out, they're going to be in a really good place.
I mean, the Venge also helps them get the Roshan. I think it's very important because they are going to be facing a push in time from Liquid. So being able to get the Roshan with the Venge plus a P is extremely important for them to defend the push.
Okay, the mid lane matchup, the moment, of course, Fada on the Lone Druid up against the Puck. And Fada himself known to be one of the best Pucks in the scene. So, I mean, in this matchup, should know what he's doing. Do you expect there to be a clear winner here, Winter, in terms of how the heroes match up?
I mean, Lone Druid should get much more farm when he gets more levels. So, I mean, Puck doesn't really care that if he gets less farm. It's all about like controlling the game, the tempo. Like, it's really important for Empire that Scandal controls the game for them. It's less about him winning his lane.
And Purge, in terms of the tempo, I mean, looking at both for the team's drafts, who do you think we're going to start to see really kick things off first? Where's the first rotation going to come through?
Well, I think it's going to be 4-minute mark for Empire. They're doing a pretty heavy jungling thing. Both Doom as well as the Night Stalker I've been jungling this entire time. He's already picked up level 3 now by 2 minutes on a Night Stalker. That's enough to get boots, so when the first nighttime hits at 4, he's definitely going to start roaming. And one of those kill possibilities are definitely Lone Druid on the mid lane. He's pretty squishy pre-6, so that's definitely the time to gank for Empire.
Yep, for Liquid, their tempo is like level 6 on Beastmaster. The other heroes are just making sure that the Rubik and the Wyvern protects the lanes. They need to get to the point where Beastmaster gets level 6, and he maybe rotates with a smoke, and then the next timing will be obviously the Radiance from the Lone Druid, because they want to group up and push, and the Blats from the Lycan.
I mean, as we can see there, of course, this stat on the PA, it's only a 36% win rate this patch. I mean, Winter, just going back to this pick again, why pick it up this game? Or what kind of makes this hero better than others in this situation in Empire's eyes?
I mean, I think the main purpose probably they want to be able to win their lanes and get kills and play around the Roshan because they have Venge. So that might be the biggest reason, but I'm not really a big fan of it because it's very, very risky. Like, once you don't get a good laning phase with the hero, the hero struggles a lot later.
Yeah, he's pretty straightforward to gank too if you get ahead on magic damage and stuff like that. And once you get into late game scenarios, MKB does counter him quite well. So he can hit or miss, definitely. And he usually needs one big item. Something like a Battle Fury is great to accelerate his farm, but without an item like that, he actually doesn't farm extremely rapidly.
I think he needs to more of his gameplay has to rely on the tempo of the Night Stalker. Like you were mentioning minute 4 when the first Night kicks in, how much the Night Stalker and the Doom as well get done. And after that, the Puck as well, the Puck Dagger. or before he gets his dagger, he tries to rotate around. Like those are the things that they need to do to help the PA get into the game.
Yeah, he'll be really good at support TPing to lanes as well. So if there are ganks, he can TP and do a blink strike and potentially help. That's very useful to do. But whether or not he'll get those opportunities, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, if there was ever anyone to find those opportunities, it is going to be Ramses. I mean, you know, one of his most signature heroes, the gyrocopter, he's so good with kind of reacting to any kind of overcommitment from the enemy. So, as you said, with the PA, he's going to be able to punish it in a little bit of a different light to the Gyro more in terms of just single advances. But we'll see indeed how active Ramses is. So, yeah, they're going to... Well, I mean, this is classic Scandal. He goes over the other side of the map and he'll try and play around with them. And he should be fine. He's still got the orb. And indeed, they won't chase him down. And Puck, of course, just a very hard hero to catch out, especially being the mid laner on the lone. No real way to kind of set up a gank.
Minute 4 kicks in, the first night. So we'll see whether Afterlife goes towards the middle lane or he moves towards the bottom lane to fight.
Definitely going to be mid because Doom's already set up for this.
Oh, they have Coil as well.
Jarek's also rotated about a minute earlier here. He tried to do some damage to the Puck, but really he's here because he knows the rotation will come mid.
Now let's see if the three of them here from Empire are going to be enough there. Starts to move forward.
They're chasing him, but...
Yeah. It's hard. I mean, Liquid, they're playing so safe, I think, at this point.
They have a ward in mid lane.
And you're going to be aware, 4 minutes in, you know that the Night Stalker's going to be looking for action. You're going to see that he's got the levels that he needed. He's now going to start to wander towards top, but again, with this Hawk, it's all being spotted out, mind control. He's not going to be caught off guard at this point.
Yeah, and right now, Lycan has been moved to the jungle, so Rubik can actually take the lane and get his levels. So Liquid is playing a much more slow-paced game, whereas Empire is the team that wants to get action done in the game right now. They need to get kills.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, in yesterday's games for Empire, we saw a lot of big steals from the Rubik. This time, Kuroki, I mean, this man, going back to the days, he is one of the top, the highest class of Rubik players. Why pick the Rubik this game? Looking at Empire's lineup, is there a lot of nice stuff that you're looking to steal in these team fights, Spurs?
Like Ben said, Doom. Mind control mate. Oh yeah, he looks so dead.
Ramses jumping in and put the fire, turn around with the axes, but first blood there. Ramses will go down. But they get themselves the first blood, and I mean, you do lose your carry though after getting the offlane. Is that worth it to get that first blood?
It kind of is, but it's going to hurt him. I mean, he should have just simply not died there, but his HP was low due to tanking creeps and maybe some other harass. He went into that fight with like 40% HP. That's the only reason he died there.
It could have been a lot worse if Kuroki managed to TP in time and get the experience for the kill, but he didn't get that in time, so it was still alright for Empire. Not the worst case.
Does limit the PA though, that's the important thing, and he does need his early game to go fairly well. We'll see what skill build he goes as well. We'll start figuring out more like 8 to 10, but in this game it just might be worth it to max Blur, just because it does block so many hits coming from Liquid.
Yeah, another movement towards the top, Afterlife in the river. Liquid, they're playing this one very, very careful. They did have that ward towards the top rune spot, so potentially, you know, they're seeing these movements. And I mean, yeah, talking about, well, not just the skill build for the PA, but item build. I mean, is it going to be Battle Fury PA? Are we going to see a more kind of gun-ho build? Or what's the strat here?
Could be like Aquila Drum, something like that, so he's really strong in the early game. If that's the case, he might want a little bit more Phantom Strikes so he can blink more often in fights. But we'll see. Like we said, PA is not a very winning hero in the pro scene, and because of that, unless they came up with a new build, we'll probably see those same old ones. But there could be something new that they pull out here to be effective against Lone Druid.
I'm actually not a fan of the battle for this game. I think they need to be able to get the PA. Like I prefer the build Purge mentioned about the drums and Aquila, you fight early. I think he needs to be able to help the team play a fast tempo, participate, get kills, and not allow Liquid to get to the point where they can snowball and just 5-man and push down your towers.
What about something like Desolator, Medallion, or just Deso and let the Doom get a Vlad's? I feel like that build has some potential for PA. Only downside, obviously, is that Winter Wyvern does hard counter that build. But any ideas for items like that?
I actually might consider Manta against the Bear. And it's pretty good stats, like the Yasha is pretty good at fighting early.
It's true. Manta does synergize pretty well with the crit, since your illusions will get it. Maybe a bit underbuilt on PA right now.
And it's a very situational item on the hero.
Top lane. We're just trying to put a bit of pressure on Scandal. Actually going to head up it now. Ramses jumping in. Here comes Scandal, drop of the Dream Coil. He'll jump through as well. And Empire, we can find themselves a second one on the bottom. They do. Nice rotation from Scandal. We did see Scandal earlier smoking up around the bottom lane. He's been looking for action ever since, and now maybe trying to go for more. Kuroki holding back Ramses for the time being, and they won't be able to jump in again for that one. But again, nice play there from Empire, and securing a bit of action for PA. And this time she doesn't lose her life, so sticks around after finding the mind control kill. Mid lane, though, the Timberman. He's come right around, he's scouting this out with the walls, and they're going to pop the Howl. Just going to go for this push onto the tier 1. The question is, can Empire get themselves into a position to defend? Of course, they won't have the Dream Coil available. You've got Doom coming in, and he does have the ult up. The tower, of course, falling incredibly fast. Scandal on the sidelines, just duking out the right clicks from the Wyvern. And Liquid do manage to get themselves the space and time to take the tier 1. And of course, this is the thing about Liquid's lineup. They have a huge amount of pushing power.
They just got all the things they need, the levels, especially the Beastmaster just popped level 6. So this is the time where Liquid are going to look to just demolish all your tier 1s and get their next items, next set of items. Like Lycan almost has his Blats already done.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty hard. I did like the puck rotation to the safe lane. It's unpredictable because a lot of times the Dire will shift towards the Radiant safe lane, but the gank came top, didn't cost a lot of hero resources. Just the downside is that Liquid has such good pushing heroes. They ganked the mid lane instead, and they just took the tower. No heroes needed. Getting the tower this early is a huge advantage.
Yeah, right now Empire has to wait for like the second night phase to kick in and get the all-important blink on the puck. They need to get that item to be able to defend the pushes.
Oh, Scandal.
Oh, great Savage Roar. Almost caused the puck not able to jump to the orb.
That was really close. So yeah, because Empire didn't get any kills in that first nighttime, they're slightly on the back foot. The first puck gank works, but if the towers keep falling, they're going to be in a really bad place.
I mean, how crucial is that for Empire to continually find these kills and keep going? I mean, is it going to be a point where they will just fall behind in terms of the farm game and you know, the Lone Druid steps up and late game it's not going to be looking as good for Empire?
It's not about the farm game, it's about the push game from Liquid. If they don't get kills to offset that a little bit, then it's going to be hard to win the fights when they push the towers.
It's about breaking the tempo here. Here they go,
oh,
Empire.
Right, straight in onto mind control. The crit, they finish him off quickly. They do get the telekinesis off the Ramsey, but the swap, saving the PA for the time being. Can Liquid move in even further? They're looking to chase down King R with the TP from Fada. They look to get the bench kill. Kuroki with a stolen swap. Swaps back in Maposhka. He drops the Doom onto Matuma but Matuma just fights for it. There's a grip on drop. There's a Scandal jumps forward. He gets Matuma with a stun. The corner breaks for Jax. Sending Matuma Scandal on drop of Liquid and trying to get the puck in return. The Wolves chasing him down. They will manage to finally finish off both the Lycan and the Rubik, and Empire do just come out on top there at the end, but Fada does find it away. It's got to be an even trade by the looks of it. Great plays from both sides there. The stolen swap from Kuroki setting him up, but at the same time, the fact that Maposha was able to get the Doom out onto the Lycan before he went down, meaning that they did get that equalizing kill.
I mean, that could have been really, really bad if Wyvern had level 6 before the fight started.
That replay brought to you by Microsoft PowerPoint.
It's 2016, sure, there's some other software you can flame there. Come on, man.
We're back in 11 minutes, 5 for 3. As you said, I mean, trades like that, you feel that Empire still need to find, they need to come out on top. They can't really go
top lane.
Yeah, we're on to Ramses. He's going to have Maposhka back him up with the Windless Curse on Maposhka. He says, I've turned up to help you, but he might have ended up hitting. He'll lead the ball. Ramses will survive through this. And Maposhka chasing these guys down, and
Man,
they'll be fine.
He did not get a crit. If he got a crit, he would have actually killed Ramses there.
But you don't evade from your ally hits, do you? Or do you? I can't remember if when they changed the Winter Wyvern ulti, is the evasion on PA, does it work against allies as well?
It should work.
Because he hit him 3 times in a row there, and he's got 3 points in this. That's a 40% evasion chance. If anything, he got lucky there.
I guess he got lucky. He really did got lucky, and Doom got unlucky. He didn't get crits, so for Liquid it was unlucky for them.
Well, the pressure from Liquid is coming on the PA, but he's still only died that one time, so technically he's 1-0-4 with the exception of that death after the Beastmaster. He's doing pretty good. All early game items, and pretty soon here we'll see which build he's going to go for.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of other options, I mean, is there any reason that he might... I guess early BKB's not really going to help him too much this game. There's so much to go through it.
And he's going for the drums.
If you go early BKB, then you just don't have that much damage. Yeah. The only way that I would justify that build is if you're against heroes that survive and do damage entirely based on stuns, so like Lion, etc. Because you can kill a Lion with weak damage but magic immunity, but against something tanky that also does good push and damage, like a Lycan and a Lone Druid, you have to get a damage item first. The BKB is not the solution.
Let's see what they can do with the drums. We can already see the side of Empire moving into position on the bottom lane. Ramses leading in with the backup of King R. They've got the night time. See how careful Liquid playing and very careful. Matuma Man leaves the lane straight away.
Yeah, Empire has to be the team moving constantly on the move before Liquid hits their timing with the Radiance and the Necro. But once those timings are achieved by the Lone Druid and the Lycan, it's going to get really difficult for Empire to defend.
I like this as well. Empire going for Roche. They've got a pretty good lineup for this with the Wave of Terror, the Aura, and PA's damage at this point.
That's very good play. Like the typical trade. Radiant gets the top tier 1. Dire goes for Roshan.
Great trade for Empire.
Winter, how do you feel about this Vengeful Spirit skill build this game? I do like this build because it does a lot of nuke damage, it'll be good, and lots of stun duration, good against Lycan and Lone Druid. But when you have a PA on your team, I hear that does almost entirely physical damage. Can't you justify a couple more Wave of Terrors?
Yeah, I agree. I would actually maybe just gone for 2 or 3 points. At most 3 points. I would actually value the Aura or the Wave of Terror more.
In the stun, you mean 2 or 3 points?
Yeah, 2 or 3 only.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
agree.
get 4, but I mean, they are probably thinking that they need to be aggressive in the early game because that's how they have to make their lineup work. So he probably thinks that the extra damage from the nuke will actually benefit them in getting kills.
But Jarex needs to be careful. They do have this deep lane ward here, Empire, and that's going to mean that they can see, they'll set him up, and they'll move in. He gets himself up into the tree line here with the Arctic Burn. And Empire just keeping the pressure on this bottom tower. Vlad's now picked up by the Doom. Meanwhile, top lane, the push is going in. Afterlife caught out by the telekinesis into the Royal Scandal, jumps in with the free man, Dream got silence as well. Afterlife is going to leave here, King over the swamp out now, but Tumor Man could be the one in trouble. The rest of his team, TP away, he's been left on his own. The Urn ticking him down, but he's got the move speed. He should be able to get himself out of this one. I don't think they can chase it. Trying to blink forward Scandal, he's looking to chase this one out, but Matuma Man just too damn fast. And Liquid getting themselves out of what was a fantastic Dreamcall and Waning Rift.
Yeah, and they bought a lot of time and space for Fata to farm his Radiance. He has his Relic and 1000 gold before he gets the recipe. So Liquid's timing is getting closer and closer by every minute.
With that said though, I think that was pretty darn good for Empire. They lost 0 heroes, that was 4 heroes rotating up to kill them, and nobody died. They've got to be happy with that. If they can just get the game super late, then I think they're pretty well set.
Yeah, but
that's still good
that's
pushing,
not enough for them. I think the Empire has to be able to get kills because right now, Liquid is hitting their timing first, and Empire needs to either get kills to slow down their timing or they have to drag the game very, very long. So I think Empire is very desperate to get kills right now. They have to be able to, especially the Lone Druid, if they can kill the Lone Druid before he completes the Radiance.
It's really close. He's got 500 gold right now. Normally they do go for Midas. He skipped it this game.
Oh, he's got on the
Oh, he does? Okay, God, he's just really farmed. 15 minutes.
I mean, there's nothing the puck can actually do in the lane, so Lone Druid is going to be getting a lot of farm from the laning phase.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously been practicing. As we saw from the stats, the only second time he's played it in pro games. So really impressive showing so far on the Lone Druid. May see it, of course, just step up in the future to be something that teams will appreciate and be scared of. Of course, coming into this one, Empire certainly weren't going to know that this is going to be what Liquid were pulling out. And at the moment, it is certainly working. Empire, though, they're going to continue to try and find these objectives that they need to find in reaction to how much Liquid are achieving across the map in this early game.
And they're actually going so full auras here. The Doom didn't even get drums like he normally does. Almost every other Doom goes drums. This game he grabs a Vlad's. So Vlad's plus the pack leader's aura from the Alpha Wolf. And now the PA's hitting really hard regardless of going stat builds. And those two things synergize. Any percentage-based damage increase is increased further if you buy stats. So this Drum Aquila build that is technically very early game also synergizes amazing with this Doom build.
And that's still very good for the Wyvern though, because the stronger you get with the auras, the better his ultimate becomes.
Yeah, true.
And he's going for the medallion build. It's easy for him to actually just nuke down a support like with the ultimate.
Yeah, pretty much instantly. But they can also dive past, especially with an Aegis on PA. She can just see somebody and go in, like right now.
Oh, yeah, eyes on Kuroki, gets the lift up, but straight away, Scandal jumping in with the side. There's going to be the roar out. Kuroki's going to live with the timing, but he finally gets taken down there. Doom will take him out with the scorch for the high ground now with Poshka. Seeing if there's a set over the Doom, the Dream Call Stone will catch the Matuma Man, but he continues to run afterlife with the wrap around out control. Getting slapped down there by the Infernal Blade from Doom. Double kill from Poshka. And now Empire moving in for more. Now comes the automatic for Doom onto Jarex. Jarex getting taken down as well as the third for the side of Empire. Can they get more? Only Fada and Matuma Man left. They'll get themselves to tier 2. Coming forward with the ult, they're not going to jump in for more. They'll leave it like that. Empire taking the 3-for-1 trade, the tier 2 as well, and that's exactly what they need at this point of the game, isn't it, Purge?
Liquid were not ready for that defense. If Lone Druid was already there at the point when they were diving, they were gonna be actually taking much more losses than that because he just got his Radiance.
Yeah, and that's basically Kuroki's fault. He can't be that far forward. Like, PA is one of the hardest heroes in the game to get away from. Once she initiates on you, your solution is basically TP or have your team back you up, but they weren't there yet. So with him dying right at the start, it kind of just killed Liquid's ability to defend that tower.
And they need like 4 staffs like to kite the PA around in the near future. They need those items.
And pretty soon she's going to start getting more levels of Phantom Strike. Right now it's quite limited on cooldown. For now she is going stat levels, which I encourage, but...
She's going BKB though.
I was going BKB as well, Purge. We talked about this. I mean, there's a lot of ways to control her through it. I mean, can you see why still, at this pace of a game, Ramses would still opt to get that BKB early?
It's absolutely worth it right now, because Rubik will have multiple stuns, and most importantly, it stops the Winter Wyvern ult. So it completely limits Winter Wyvern's ability to just kill us Empire support. He's in trouble though.
Oh, he is indeed. Telekinesis to lead this one up, King R. He does have a swap. Can he get himself close enough to say Ramses? King R up on the high ground. In fact, he might not even use it. chasing because Empire jumping Dream Coil onto 2. Kuroki, he's fine for the time being in the Cold Embrace, but they still get the magical burst down. Magic missile flies through Kuroki. He's going to go down the same time. Bosch can trash Jax up in the tree line, but no. The ult comes out. Jax is going to buy himself some time, but he's still taking down low. But Superman, though, turning it around, fighting himself, double kill now, chasing down Ramses. Ramses jumps up the high ground, the wall, still chasing Jax. He will still go down to Bosch to get the final touchdown. I can't quite do, but Bosch finally with his battle blade fighting it. And now Superman trying to man fight Afterlife, but Afterlife, he takes down Superman. Ramses still playing with mind control. Afterlife, early on Ramses here, and now it's mind control. Versus Afterlife, Ramses, he's healing up. He could be ready to come back in and try and help out. Afterlife is trying to kill the Necro units, but with the Necro units up, it's too much. Ramses, last man standing, fighter, looking to chase down the BA, the last remaining hope here at the moment for Empire in this fight. Can they kill him as well? The Raiders punching him out. There's a TP. Ramses, savage roll back. Can he get himself out? The bear not going to continue to chase. Ramses will get himself out. But my goodness, these fights coming out from both teams, and fighter on the lone druid just getting richer and richer with each of these engagements.
He just couldn't kill PA. He dodged everything. But I think what Liquid did there, they took note of the Roche timer and they engaged right when that was running out. Because PA started running. I was very confused, checked his items. Aegis was gone. He tried to fight it. They didn't kill him in the initial burst. So they just let him run away. And in the meantime, Fado was cleaning up the rest of Empire. So it was just really well fought by Liquid there.
Yep, and right now they have the Necro tree plus the Radiance. Everything they need, they already have right now. So it's going to be Liquid's very, very strong timing. So Empire has to be very careful to approach the fights right now.
I mean, this is the thing as well. You said Necro 3 on the Lycan. You've got Necro 1 on the Beastmaster. Yeah, eventually that will be a level 3 Necro as well. And then when you've got 2 sets of level 3 Necros coming in at you with a push, what do you do if you're Empire? Well, at the moment, Meposhka jumping in onto Matuma, but this is a very greedy attempt because there is backup and Meposhka's on his own. He might get the kill. Matuma fully located. He's upset for the walls. Yes, he can. The walls, they take his own life, so that will be denied. And now return. Kuroki, but that's a jumping shadow. Drink call, already ripped onto 2. The backup's coming through as well. King on Ramses turning up, Tango cross, jumped in on the bike. Ramses will find one. The return of Doom. Kuroki stole it. Dropped it down to the mental spirit. Liquid Kuroki. Called embrace over the timing. Ramses can't finish that one off. He's looking elsewhere across the fight. In fact, he realizes he has to get himself out. He's got to be careful. Meposhka's too low to fight. Scandal as well. On the retreat, Liquid. Can they try and catch anyone else out here? It looks like Empire will be able to get themselves out. And it's a nice disengage. Or maybe they want to go back in. Scandal. Just throwing out the orb. Ramses. He's still available to jump back in, but Meposhka, he's got to be careful. This man incredibly low. The bear's going to come in, but they're trying to bait. Ramses just back in with the cold embrace. He's going to stop the damage here going in onto Fada. Kuroki being warded up by the Nightstalker on the sidelines, but he's looking to come back in. Again, Scandal just throwing in the orb. The bear, it gets the root. That Ramses jumps away. Meposhka coming back in, leaving Fada as well. Scandal jumps in with the burst, but Fada, he's too tanky. The Winter's Curse coming out. Scandal outside, punching away. Scandal's gone. Fantastic Winter's Curse there from Jax. Now Afterlife as well could be in trouble. They're trying to chase. Ramses slowing down the bear. They're with Phantom Strike, King Eye in the river. For another wave of terror by Empire. They just need to get out. They've hung around too long. They've been TP up on the Swallow. Afterlife's going to find King Eye. Gives his life now for the Nightstalker. And the plays are coming out, but at the end of the day, Empire, they found a successful engagement, but they just hung around for too long.
They were just way too greedy. They didn't want to just back off. They wanted to get an extra kill, so they paid the price for it.
Yeah, they really are staying too long. The Cold Embrace just stops the engagement for 4 seconds. It's hard for PA to choose a target, especially when her damage is still limited like this. When she gets her next item, maybe that's not as scary because she can burst faster and maybe you can do it before he reacts. But just a simple medallion and the Cold Embrace, it makes any hero that PA goes on very difficult. I think they kind of need some minus armor of their own, whether it's a Deso or a medallion on Venge. She is building it, but she keeps dying due to the way the team fights are going. Only a chainmail at the moment.
I mean, it's not only that, though. PA relies a lot of the damage coming from the Phantom Strike because of the attack speed. And if you focus on one target, Cold Embrace, and even if you switch targets, you deal a significant amount of damage less compared to the initial target. That's why it's very, very difficult for her right now.
I mean, they've got to rely. I think we saw the first engagement go well because obviously Doom jumped in and he got the Doom off onto Jarex. You even need to drop the Doom, get the Waning Rifts, get the Crippling Fear out from the Nightstalker. If they can silence the Winter Wyvern, the fight is so much easier for Empire.
They have to get like the first move. That's basically for Empire. If they don't get the first move and Liquid groups up and they get ready as 5.
These walls scan, it's all out, but still Scanner's going to jump through. But Man's going to pop the ult, he's going to try and run Dream Coil onto 2 here. Afterlife, there's going to be the swap there to ensure the Dream Coil stuff, and Man just fights back, and my goodness, the Venge is gone. Afterlife being chased down as well, but Man and Fighter on the pursuit. We'll see if they can do anything. They've dropped the Doom onto Mind Control. They'll find one in return, but the stolen Dream Coil thrown out onto Ramses. Ramses trying to go up against this Jarex with the Arctic Burn, slowing him down. Meposhka being kited in by the low drip. Ramses pops the BKB, jumps himself away. Still, the Baker's through the wall. They're going to get it. Oh, he's gone. It looks to have left out at the last moment, but the tick damage was too much.
strength of the Liquid's lineup right now, hitting all their timings. Even with Beastmaster not doing anything in the fight, not being able to use his raw, they still take a very successful team fight.
Right, they just run him down. I mean, the Dream Coil at the start was good, and the swap on the or the Lycan, but it just doesn't do enough. They need more AoE damage to stop all the neutrals, to stop them from running at him, but they just can't.
And this bear even going to build into the MKB. The
swap has been jumped in. Swapped in there by King. Can they finish him off though? He's getting low, but the Winter's Curse coming out. He's trying to get himself away. He's sticking out with the tower coming through. He's actually going to go down here. They'll kill the Venge, but they lose the Lone Druid, and now it's time for Liquid to get themselves the hell out. Infernal Blade, cancelling the TP. Scandal jumps up as well. They'll find Jerix as well. Fantastic defense from Empire with Kuroki going down here. It's this time Liquid, the ones being too greedy and staying around much longer than they deserved to there. As Empire jumped straight back in, did cost them the buyback on Ramses, but still defense worth it every time, and they look to take this opening. They go into Roshan, 3 heroes down. Very unlikely that Liquid can do anything here.
Yeah, that was like Liquid without their Necro books, so it was a big amount of net worth that was not available in that team fight, and so with the buyback, all worth it for Empire.
With that said, though, I'm still worried about Phantom Assassin. She's not transitioning to the next damage items that she needs.
Oh, top lane?
Yeah, Scandal trying to control mind control. Matuma Man coming in with the ult, though. He's got eyes onto King. Look at these Necro units just running through. Look how much damage they do. King, he might just get taken out with the walls. The Necro units as well. Oh, he's gone. It's just too much. The damage is insane. And Scandal, at the same time, looking for mind control, but he TP's out. The Yules will be there to cancel it, because Scandal finished this one off. He's got a Wendy Rift. He's got the orb as well if he needs it. He'll throw it out, take down the Beastmaster, get himself away from the Lycan's walls. So losing Avenge, but again, getting the Beastmaster. Empire with the trade up there.
And life of a support there. There was nothing much he could have done. Can't even outrun the minions.
I mean, what do you do against that if you are support? I mean, you can't get a Glimmer Cape. They've got level 3 Necros. Well, I guess, yeah, Ghost Scepter and TP is the only way.
Armor helps as well, but he's already got that. Maybe more HP Treads Medallion would be really good for him at the moment. Maybe even like a Force Staff. Can force up cliffs, things like that. They can't run up cliffs. Not a lot of good solutions, though. 1,600 gold on the PA at the moment. Night Stalker's been extremely farmed all game. 4, 1, and 7 on him. Maybe some more auras. Something like an AC would go a long way to help Empire stay alive. And I feel like a lot of these fights are very segmented. Like, everyone's running in different directions. But I guess this point kind of goes for both teams. They both have a lot of auras. If they all stand in one place, obviously you're more survivable there. But it's kind of difficult for Empire to deal with that. In a lot of cases, they do have to run different directions.
All right, an interesting pickup here for the Lycan. Matuma Man, he's going to opt for the Diffusal Blade at this point. I mean, what's great about this pickup here, Perch?
It makes his kills a lot easier. Spawns Necro 3 with Wolves. He diffuses the Venge, and she dies in 2 seconds, I would guess. I don't think are there any debuffs? He can remove Silence from himself. Not Doom, obviously. Anything else we're missing?
Just the Silence, yeah.
Kind of a weird choice, but it will make it a lot easier for him to kill heroes like Doom, Venge, etc.
I mean, it's weird, but it's still like, it still helps him do what he has to do. He needs to run down and kill targets, so Diffusal definitely helps him in doing that.
Wouldn't it be better to get a Basher, perhaps? I mean, Diffusal's a lot more reliable, but once the charges are out, it's a far worse item than Basher.
I guess so, but like right now he wants to be able to take control and like win the game right now. They don't really want the game to drag on that long, so maybe that's the main idea.
Scandal at the moment, he's closing in on the money for the Mystic Staff. We'd imagine he's going to be going for that Shiva's Guard next. And MKB now coming out for Lone Druid. I mean, we've been talking about part of this man.
This is go time.
He's been having an absolutely incredible game. And to think this is his 2nd game of Lone Druid in competitive. Monkey King Bar, Radiance. I mean, that's got to be a PA's worst nightmare.
Yeah, they even have a level 3 Necro book on Mind Control done right now, so everything is already there for them.
I love this MKB build. The fact that he skipped the AC temporarily. He did get the attack speed item, but he left out the armor part. He said, I'm not that worried about their right-click damage. I'll get an MKB right away. So now he's going to be able to hit PA reliably.
They just need to be able to kill the PA. Even if the PA decides to focus on the bear, there's always the co-embrace.
As you can see now, Empire.
I wonder if they're going to wait for the Aegis to...
They're going to jump in onto Matuma Man, get the Dream Coil onto 2 here. Miposhka drops the Doom onto Jerix. There's going to be no cold embraces this fight for the time being. Miposhka, though, is getting stunned up and he's out of mana. There's Doom stolen by Kuroki. Matuma Man only just getting himself away. And Fada, meanwhile, he's just killing off the backliners. Finds the Doom, finds the Vengeful Spirit. And Empire, they're forced to get themselves the hell out of there. They can't quite find any of the kills off the side of Liquid. They keep themselves all alive. And now Ramses, he's got to run, he's got to hide, and they're chasing him down. Give us a room there. makes himself away to Afterlife, back to safety, but at the same time, Scandal, he's still on the back lines, and there's the Doom, stolen by Kuroki at the beginning of the fight we saw, and he saves it for Scandal. Another huge pick-off, an 18-17. We'll see how much Liquid can do off the back of this fight. There are buybacks available on both of the heroes, so we'll see what the game plan is now for Liquid.
That fight just shows how strong Liquid is right now with the two books and the Radiance and the Vlads. Like even Empire getting the jump onto Liquid are not being able to win the team fight with the Aegis on the PA.
I think the only way that these fights go a little bit better for Empire is as they initiate, they also silence the Lycan, but that isn't even a solution anymore because he has the Diffusal Blade. As long as he gets his ultimate off, the fight is really straightforward for Liquid. You run down the supports, kill them one by one, and keep your cores alive to the PA.
We're going to stun the bear, but I don't want to try and kill that. They want to try and kill the man himself. Jumping onto Fada, but there's backup. So
He's going to die.
Ramses. He doesn't have a BKB here with the bear. Taking him down, Ramses. He could fully strong lifesteal himself back up and does get himself out of the radiance burner. Can he get himself back to base? Throwing the dagger back, the bear falling over down the raw. Ultimate Posco, Liquid. They're going to get the Doom as well. I mean, Ramses, it was a smart play from him. He was nearly ticking down to the burn. Turns and hits a couple of creeps to make sure he can survive through it there. With the Vlad's lifesteal from Afterlife.
Oh, he's going to drop it on purpose. He needs to be alive now to defend the racks.
And let's see what they can do. Buyback from Doom. Timmerman silenced up. Ramses coming in, but the telekinesis is there straight away. He's got a BKB. Will finally get it up, and now it's got to blink away. But oh, he gets himself past as Afterlife being chopped down by Miposko. Dream Call onto 4. Matumberman, he's still fighting them. Miposko out of mana. Ramses trying to jump back in, but the Savage Roar forcing him away. Diffusal Blade from Matumberman. No one to get him down. There's Laurie Ramses. It's going to go down the Liquid and doing it behind control with a double kill. 3 dead Empire. 2 with buyback. Scandal will use it, but they've already lost the melee to the mid lane. Jerax and Matumberman both low. There'll be the swap back of the Beba key. Oh, he gets rooted. Double kill for Kuroki. The mid lane's cleaned up, and G, well played. Empire yesterday showed us some top quality Dota, but today, Liquid here. What a performance, and Barta's Lone Druid. I think that was kind of the thing that Empire they didn't expect. It was insane, and with the team play from Liquid, the Wyvern pick worked. You know, Jerax, he knows what he's doing with his hero, and Kuroki Rubik. The Doom steals every fight, the turnarounds were there. What a game.
Yeah, the biggest thing was just that they prepped for that 4 to 8 minute gank period, and Empire didn't get enough from that to get the PA super ahead, and as such, the Winter Wyvern countered him heavily, as well as the other heroes.
It was just about hitting the timings. Like once Liquid hit their timings, we knew it was going to be really, really difficult for Empire. Even with the Aegis, they could not even take fights.
What a game indeed, and well, we will see indeed if the series continues with this caliber, this quality of Dota. It was a great fun seeing Ramses trying to pick up the PA, but it just didn't work out at the end of the day. Liquid with a stronger performance, but game 2, it's going to be insane. Don't go anywhere, not that you would, ladies and gentlemen, because we're going to have some more action from Liquid and, of course, the boys on Empire right around the corner. We'll see you guys after this short outbreak.
kicking it off with a game that met expectations in game number 1. We do still have a victory for Team Liquid, now leading 1-0 over Team Empire in this semifinal. Melk, I'd love to ask you your opinion, but you would need to put your microphone down for you to be able to speak. What were your thoughts on that first game?
It pretty much went the way I expected it to. I think Empire is so great at fighting, though. I gotta say, all of these team fights, from the point that it was the score was 9-6 or 6-9, and then up until 13-13, Empire just kept on fighting so very well. I was so impressed by their individual skill and the high performance. But throughout all of that, first of all, they got lucky that the bear didn't root more than it did in that phase of the game. And then secondly, inevitably, when the bear took part in those fights, they were just going to lose because it was so farmed. It had 13-minute radiance, pretty fast radiance anyways. And there was just too much strength in those heroes. They didn't have enough burst to deal with the bear. Even when they killed the bear itself, it took way too long.
And PA couldn't do any damage. First of all, you had to deal with like Winter's Curse. You had to get BKB immediately.
Exactly, you had to itemize.
Yeah, and on top of that, you have to deal with this lone druid who had Radiance and MKB at an incredible timing. However, Empire were like pinpointed in their execution, and Heroes just got assassinated at this top fight, which Liquid were prepared for.
Well, that's the thing where I think Empire can take away from this game is they moved around the map, they ganked very effectively. It was just there was too many items they need, there was so much the PA needed to do, and like once, I mean, you get to the late game, Bear has an MKB, and they've got the Winter Wyvern, it was just a game where there was too much that the PA had to get done.
And there was just not that much room for error. I like Liquid, they gave up Roche a couple of times, like not that big of a deal for them, but whenever Empire gave up Doom, I think Rubik stole it at least twice this game. Like Empire just straight up lost the next fight without any contest.
Right on.
Fata's Bear just got huge amounts of damage out. He did way more hero damage than anyone. He doubled up anyone on tower damage. He was like the MVP by far. Like he was in the fights that he needs to be. Even before the Radiance, like that top fight, he's there just making sure it's not a complete disaster for Liquid. So just great involvement from him on a hero you don't normally expect to be involved until he hits that Radiance.
Okay.
It's funny too, because 2-3 months ago, Lone Druid was all the rage, right? Everyone was fearing it, it would always be banned, and whoever seemed to get it would win the game. Then it fell off. No real reason for why, and we've just seen it really be super successful in 2 games in a row, completely dominating.
So would you say, I mean, at that point, then you guys are mentioning Empire, I mean, they made some really good choices, but was it just a matter of, all right, there was a little too much you had to do and it couldn't be helped after a certain point in time? Or are there still some small changes that Empire could have made during that game to make sure they secured it? Because like you said, Melk, early on in this discussion, I mean, they were playing well in the first, portion of the game.
I still think it was mostly the draft, especially because they were playing so very well, right? But the amount of burst they had was just too insignificant. They had like Night Stalker, Vengeful Spirit, PA, Doom. None of that can really dish out enough damage on a strength hero. And then even when Scandal plays the POC, and I think his POC is just ridiculously good. I've said this so many times now, but for any new viewers that haven't heard yet, just watching him use his spells and how he uses it and the timing on them, it's the best I've ever seen.
Yeah, I could see a nice guys just smiling as soon as you said that, looking proud about the puck coming out from Scandal. I mean, we've mentioned it yesterday too, right? Just how amazing it is when you look at the stats in the past games, even if you didn't get to watch them. Now we had a chance to see it. Unfortunately, just not what they needed to be able to secure that victory. So, Godsend, do you also agree? I mean, something has to change from the draft where they need to be maybe a little bit more well-rounded as a 5-man roster?
There was definitely some lack of firepower, like Jacob was talking about. Like when you've got these core heroes, Lone Druid and Lycan, it's not just the fact that these heroes push and break towers really quickly. It's that they also are hard to gank, hard to bring down. Once they get their basic core items up, your Lycan gets Vlad's, your Lone Druid it just needs his levels, gets his ultimate level 11 or whatever it may be. Suddenly, killing these heroes gets a whole lot difficult. If you don't have that support like a Lion or something to add some extra burst damage, you don't really have a good way to initiate in the fight because you can't instantly take someone out, turn it into a 5v4.
I think they fell in a trap of picking the Night Stalker. I think they felt that they would be at a vision like disadvantage. But the thing playing against Liquid is like they're always as 5. Like you see them, but like it doesn't really matter if you see them or not if you don't have the team fight to back it up. So like you had this really fast Ags on a Night Stalker that didn't translate to any team fight wins for them.
Okay, and what about the Wyvern pick? I mean, there were some questions
It was great. Like, it kept Fada alive so many times while he was still able to do damage with the bear. It sustained the bear throughout the siege. We saw Winter's curse kill on the puck, and like it made positioning incredibly difficult for them.
Yeah, like Ben was saying, it was great, it's been very underwhelming throughout the tournament, and I was really on edge about it. But seeing it in this game, you just realize it is so very good, but I still think it's a situational pick. But it's definitely made me a believer of the hero being very good and being able to be one of the best supports in the right circumstance and the right lineup.
He never died early on in the fights too. Like I think Jerax is one of the best Winter Wyverns.
Well, I think that's the thing. It needs to be in the right hands. Like Puppy played an incredible Winter Wyvern yesterday. Jerax again today. I don't think you can just pick it up because you feel it fits your draft. If you don't have a support player who knows how to position, how to get the most out of the hero, it's not going to work.
So not a top priority, but the potential having been proven now in this game. So going forward, then you guys are looking forward to hopefully some changes from Empire, at least in how they maneuver around the draft. I mean, really, you're saying maybe they got baited a little bit into a trap in their draft. Do you think they're going to be much more aware of that in terms of what they pick and the order of priority?
Yeah, 'cause I think they can look back on the game and it's like, oh man, there's not really any point in that game where we made huge mistakes. Yes, sure, Doom was stolen a couple times, but that's not really something that you can fault them for. It's more like they weren't able to mash up in team fights, and that's where you're like, okay, well, we need different heroes. We need more team fight. PA just not that great versus the lone druid, and they just didn't have any ways to deal with the bear. I think they played phenomenally though.
Okay. Yeah, so the skill that we saw yesterday still carrying over, but just not enough from the draft they had. That is game one. Team Liquid now leading 1-0 in the semifinal. We're going to go to a short break, but before that, we come back with another video from Slacks as he walks around the venue here at the Mall of Asia Arena.
Hello, this is Slacks here at ESL One Manila, and I thought I'd do a little something for you guys at home. It's a beautiful venue here at the Mall of Asia, and I wanted to show you guys exactly what it looks like from the ground up. Let's go on a little tour, folks. And welcome to the stage itself, and we are talking hype here, folks. The Jumbotron, the new top-of-the-line Acer Predator monitors, the sound cancellation headphones. It is nuts up in here. Well, let me show you something no one else is going to show you. The backstage. All we have to do is pass by our very terrifying security guy. How's it going? What is that over there? Welcome to the ESL One Manila player rooms. Now, give me a little tour of what we're working with here. We've got the top-of-the-line hardware again, of course, our big, beautiful chairs, but space. They got everything they can need. Bigger than your house, bigger than your apartment, and probably better smelling than mine. But that's not all. We're talking not only does the front have furnishing, we've got a full walk-in bathroom here. Nothing promotes team bonding like everyone taking a shower at the same time before their Dota match. It's the best way to go. Welcome to the League Ops and Player Management Room here, where it's all about security. Now, you're a referee for the ESL event, correct?
Correct, I am, yes.
All right. Have we had any infractions so far?
No, everyone's been very well behaved.
So far. We'll keep an eye on it. Don't worry. We're very vigilant here. And, of course, we have our makeup department just pampering everyone and making them look just beautiful. Thank you so much. Welcome to the production and social media room. It is in here that we control the streams, check out the Facebook, the Twitter feeds, and of course we have our own resident dank memer. Look at him work. Truly a work of art. And that will just about do it for the venue. We've shown you the front, we've shown you the stage, and we've shown you the back. Thanks for joining us here at the Mall of Asia, and we'll see you a little later. I gotta get to a 50-minute massage here in the talent lounge. Bye-bye.